This is actually, it took me a while to even get past 30. There was a point in time where I was stuck at like 35, 32, kept going up and down for... I've been on DeviantArt for 6 years now, and I've really had a lot of trouble growing until fairly recently. And I know they always say don't focus on the numbers because, you know, it's really about the art. And I understand that, but it's really nice to know that there are people out there now that, like, appreciate the work I do. Especially since it's really my dream to someday actually do this as a career. To know that there's so many people out there that actually like my art makes me really happy. Especially since, like, I've been dreaming about this since I was 14 when I joined. Because I would always see everyone do the Watchers events, and they were such fun community events, and I always wanted to be part of that. So I'm really happy right now. What I did is I had a raffle earlier where I picked 3 people randomly to take their requests. So I'm just gonna give you an overview of what their requests were. As you can see, I have 3 illustrations I have to do. To save time, I kind of already did thumbnails to pick out what I want to do. So first one is just kind of like anime girl that's supposed to go really fast. This one I'm kind of excited about. This guy seems like he's gonna be really fun to draw. And also nice simple shapes, which is really gonna be helpful for getting this dream done. And this one was probably the most vague because they just gave me a prompt. A cat climbing a rainbow. But I think this could be fun. I'm not sure if you can tell. I think I'm gonna go with this one, even though it's probably gonna be the hardest. But it's kind of like a cat going down the rainbow, and there's kind of like a little waterfall pond thing here. And it's like kind of freaking out. I think that would be fun and have a lot of character, which I think is always really nice to have for a piece. Is like the one little splash of personality when possible. And then for this one, I decided to go with this sketch. The person mentioned in their description that this character, Akiara, I think it's Akiara, has super speed and kind of creates a bit of the illusion of a comic tale. So I kind of have this plan of kind of having the leg here, and then what I'm gonna do is kind of have this back leg almost kind of blend out into a bit of, along with the skirt, kind of blend out into a bit of a comet trail to kind of give off the appearance of, kind of make it look like it's a really long train of a skirt, and then have it bleed into it. I think that'd be a really cool way of representing that. Kind of gonna be like she's looking up a little bit. Maybe kind of go for a heavenly theme, like, just because of some of the almost kind of starish vibe going on here. And also the wording of the person's character description. Now this is going to be interesting because we're going to have a little bit of perspective going on here. Which is always fun, always amazing, blah 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 blah. I find usually I won't break down the body if it's like a very simple pose, but if it's like some sort of perspective going on, I think it's usually very helpful to kind of go at it with the torso as kind of like a cone, and then kind of have this round bit for the hips. We kind of want the front leg, actually, I think, to be the bent leg. Because I feel like it works better to have the back leg be the one blending into the foreground. Now for the fun part of the drawing process, which is taking the really sketchy, like not thinking about anatomy and everything, composition, and trying to actually make it make sense with actually like a reasonable anatomy. Maybe, you know what, if we push the perspective here, I think that'll fix it. That'll be a lot closer to what I initially had intended. Although it's going to be a little harder because then you kind of have to do more to actually show her back end. Although it's probably going to end up getting covered up anyway, so. Unfortunately, I'm not a big feet fan, so I'm not always staring at feet, even though I should be. For the sake of art, I should be. Feet are so hard. I hate feet. I hate drawing feet. Bane of my existence. They either end up coming out too small or too large, too round or too flat. You can never win with feet. You can never win. Because they're just such complex things. There's such complex shapes going on with feet. And it's awful. Awful, awful. Why? The human... Who thought it was a good idea to have human beings be so obsessed with themselves that they want to constantly draw themselves? By which I mean humans in general. But yet made human anatomy so complex and hard to draw? I feel like that was a design flaw. Because I'm kind of gonna... What do I want her hands to be doing? Maybe kind of bring in this idea here. I actually had... We just get rid of this and show our old thumbnails. I actually had an idea kind of like that, where it was going to be a bit of forced perspective here, with that emphasis on that thing on her hands over here, her palm. And then really close up. But I feel like I really wanted the motion. So I ended up going with this idea. But let's try bringing that in. Let's see how it works. Hands. Hands are hard enough to draw when you know what you're doing. When you have no idea what you want to draw, they're even worse. This kind of ball thing here. No, I don't like that. Feel like I don't like the idea of the ball thing with a more enclosed hand. So let's kind of do this flat palm thing. Kind of use her fingers to continue this line of motion. Why do human beings have feet and not peg legs? When peg legs would be so much easier to draw, and then we'd all look like pirates. That would be neat. Yeah, and this hand, I'm not even... Because there's going to be so much going on here that I'm not really even going to really put that much effort to like what this hand is gonna be doing. Let's see what's going on. Kinda inconsistent eye, so I'm gonna take some liberties with the eyes. Let's see. Yeah, I think I have some freedom to work on the face. See, maybe, I think maybe have a look of awe. That's not a look of awe. I think I need to actually go in and actually make this a decent looking face first. And then the eyes will be easier. I think I want to make sure these sketches are very nice and cleanish at the very least. So I don't really have to deal with line art. No. Just no. I don't really like doing line art, personally. It's interesting. I know some people who are like, I hate coloring. I like line art. And I'm like, what? You backwards human being. Don't you know? Coloring is wonderful. Coloring is fun. It's pretty. It makes it look so good. You get to play with fun colors. You know, it's like, they don't give children line books. They give them coloring books, okay? Coloring is so fun. Line art makes me crazy. It's so hard to draw. Heads that are like looking up. But I guess, you know, everyone has their thing. Even if it's weird. But also it's just that line art takes so long. And this is... I'm not trying to take forever on this. On these, you know? I'm gonna take enough time that it's good, obviously. Because, you know, I want these to be good, but also I've been very jet lagged lately because I just finished my study abroad. I don't like the spacing of these eyes. I just finished a study abroad semester in Korea, which is very far from Florida. Thus, the flight is very long, and the time zone difference quite significant. Korea is 13 hours ahead of where I currently live. So my sleep schedule has been screwed. It's been massively screwed lately, which is not great. I need sleep. So I don't wanna be here all night. I'm not gonna do like a 24-hour stream. I can't physically, I think, but hopefully I want to get these done on stream if possible, you know. I am drawing the OC of one of my watchers. I'm going to actually just go ahead and double check their name. Yes. I'm drawing Fofurastro's OC. I'm currently yeah, I'm from the Space Coast. So around NASA, Kennedy Space Center and all that. Which is awesome, except for when the launch windows are like at 3 a.m. Because rocket launch windows can be a pain in the butt. It has to be like the right placement at the right time with the right weather conditions. So they'll just launch the rockets like whenever they can, they will. And that includes sometimes like at 3 a.m. So, and I live very close to like the launch site. So it like shakes. But yeah, what they don't tell you about the rockets is that it shakes the houses very... Why am I having a hard time with ears today? Like fairly far. So it's like gonna be... Sometimes it's like 3 a.m. and suddenly all of the windows in the house start shaking. Which is a little disconcerting sometimes. Kind of have the jaw go in like this. Whatever, hair's gonna cover it up anyway. I think I'm gonna actually go ahead, stylize these little side wisps a little bit, because I think having them be a little bit more curled, it would be, one, cute, and two, kind of goes with a bit of the tablet. This is a different tablet than I usually use, because I technically have two drawing tablets. I have my trusty little old Wacom draw that I use for basically everything. And then I have a Galmon screened one, which I need to actually use more because it's a very nice tablet. But I just end up not... Okay. This is not sharp enough. Because I don't want to like completely take away that kind of sharpness of the hair. But I just want to have these particular ones be a little swoopier. And then kind of have going around here. Because I feel like I associate So, you know, kind of this spacey vibe with these little curly things. Cryptic. Okay. I kind of associate this little curly wispy with kind of spacey vibes, which is technically not necessarily what the deal is with this character, but it is what I'm doing with the character. Do you guys know, like, those old... Oh, you know what I think is why this is not really vibing with me as really this character? Is this kind of goes over this. Whereas this is... So this is a little too much sticking out. Whoops, I forgot. It's on the same layer! Why? Why would I do this to myself? Okay, so we're gonna kind of do this. Kind of have it go like this. And then kind of have this. And then kind of build out behind it. So, for those of you wondering, kind of my thought process behind this, Fofurastro had a little character description that basically said that this character has like super speed powers, and it creates kind of a trail behind her that kind of resembles a comet. So I'm kind of leaning into that, which is kind of why I'm like thinking about like, oh, kind of cosmic-y vibes, just because of that wording. So that's, and also this kind of glowy star thing made me think of it. Let's see, so kind of have this off the shoulder thing going on. Can't really tell if it's attached or not. In these ones, it's not really, but it is in this one, and I kind of like what's going on with the top on this reference photo, so I'm gonna go off that. Definitely gonna be taking some artistic liberties, which honestly I do a lot, because sometimes you can't really understand how to translate something into your own style or into a different post, because like also sometimes things don't always show you bits of information that would be necessary to understand how to draw it in different poses. So you just kind of have to figure it out, and sometimes the solution you like best may not work with what's there, and you just kind of have to change it. You just kind of have to change it. And then, if I remember correctly, from some of the other reference photos from the page that they sent, this is actually kind of like a crop top situation. So, kind of gonna go ahead and kind of... What am I doing here? And again, kind of like what's going on here. Make these a little thicker. And then and kind of have an attached drapey sleeve. And let's see, if I remember correctly, then there's kind of like a pleated. Okay, so the waist is actually going to be around here. Pleated kind of black skirt. Kind of give the waistband here. Now, it's really short in the reference photos. However, for the sake of kind of like this light of motion, I'm kind of going to have it bleed into this. So I'm going to draw it a bit longer. But not too long, I don't think. And it doesn't have to be too neat around the edges because I'm planning on having it bleed in to all this. I have a love-hate relationship with pleated skirts. On the one hand, they can sometimes be hard to draw. So you kind of have to keep track of the pleats and all of this, especially around the end. They also kind of let you cheat a little bit because it gives you a very easy way of showing off depth and form with the skirt. Now I'm gonna have this edge go a little gloopy. Purpose to kind of give off more of the vibe that it's blending into this shape. You know, yeah, I kind of like this. Because I don't want it to look too much like glue. I want it to actually look kind of like this super fast. Because it's kind of a comet, so you kind of have some particles going off, like so. There we go. That's kind of sick as hell, guys. Let's see, and then she has this little thing going on her hair. Darest I just cheat and have it be such a simple hand? Darest I? Darest I? I may darest. I may, ooh, ooh. And this is way too big. This is way too big. I like to draw hands big so it's easier to draw the details. Like how Dr. Frankenstein made Frankenstein's monster super big so it'd be easier to do work on all those itty bitty muscles and stuff. Yeah. And like Dr. Frankenstein, I am very cruel and neglectful to my creations, which is why we're going to be a little lazy with the hands today. Yeah, we're being lazy with the hands today, because yeah. And I think on the reference photos, it was basically kind of like a black skirt with black tights. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? So I'm going to go in, because I kind of also wanted this like to bleed in. I'm gonna add the problem is going to be like tying it in with the rest of this shape. So I might just have to get rid of... Oh no, do less work. Torture, torture. What a sacrifice. I may just have to cover up some of this foot so it fits in better. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, we're gonna make this bigger too. We're gonna get into the eyes. I'm gonna just keep them black and soulless. I know I said I wasn't gonna do line art, and then I started doing line art. But I decided that the sketch was so messy that it would be easier than cleaning up the sketch. Give her a little cat mouth. Nah, I shouldn't. No better way to express wonder at the amazement of the universe and the cosmos than cat mouth. Because as we all know, cats truly are well known for being appreciative of the beauty of the world. They don't hold anything for granted, and they expect nothing. I will say, drawing and talking is a skill, which I may or may not possess. Because it's like you get into the zone when you're drawing, and you're just like, draw. Food, family, draw. I definitely have that sometimes. Where it's like, hey, you wanna come hang out or something? It's like, no. It's like, why? It's like, I'm busy. It's like, with what? It's like, drawing. It's like, you just draw some other time. It's like, you don't understand. I'm in the zone. The auto zone. If I leave it, I'm not getting back into it. And this piece is not getting done. And then, you know, it's like one of those things where it's like you'll get into the zone, right? And you'll spend hours on a piece. And then something like distracts you, like having to go outside or having to interact with your loved ones. And it gets you out of the zone. And then you can't get back into the flow on that particular piece, no matter how hard you try, and so it never gets done. And you've just wasted hours on that piece, and you were like so excited about seeing the final product because it was going so well. Yeah, that's a form of pain right there. I don't have problems I don't have drawing problems. No. I draw a healthy amount. In healthy ways. Okay, but she's kind of cute though. Actually, let me fix this. This is less cute. That's even less cute. Come on, be... Okay, there we go. I like that. I can live with that. It's... Cheel. Yeah, I am a bit of an introvert, I'm not gonna lie. I have my social battery. Like, I like people. I like people in small doses. Unfortunately, people are not on board with that. They're like, no, but we just started hanging out. Let's hang out more. And it's like, no. I have my very short social battery. You have given me enough social interaction to keep me from losing my mind. Goodbye. Leave me alone. And they're like, no, come on. And it's like, no more. I'm so tired. It's a thing, you know. It's like if I don't go out and socialize, I lose my mind. That if I go out and socialize, I'm losing my mind. Yeah. There is something about just being able to flop on your bed in a little nest with like a beverage and your drawing tablet and just drawing for hours on end while listening to like music and stuff. That's how I like to spend my time. What sucks though is like when your body doesn't cooperate, because I've definitely had those instances where it's like you're in the zone, you're drawing, you're having a time. Is that where you would put the... It's close enough. It looks good enough. Where it's like... It gets to the point where my wrist hurts. Especially since, like, I'm a bit heavy-handed with my line art, I'm not gonna lie. Because I have a very hard time having neat line art. Like, so many people are like, it's like, you just... You know, gotta be careful with the lines, or you gotta do this or that, and it's like, no. I just have bad fine motor skills in general. And yet okay, two skills that are very important for art that I just don't have. Fine motor skills and, like, the ability to really rationalize things in 3D space in my head. I have neither of those. Like, to give you an idea of how bad my motor skills are, I frequently will do that thing where it's like I go to sit down and I miss the chair. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to class and I've missed the chair while sitting down. And people will, like, look at you like there's something wrong with you. I mean, because there is kind of something wrong with me, I guess, if I can't even sit in a chair correctly. But they'll just, like, look at you and it's like, look, man, I am paying attention. I aimed for the chair. I missed the chair. the chair denied me my right to sit in it, and I ended up on the ground. I also have this thing, I hate when it does that, where I will like literally look at the thing I want to grab. I will like look at it, and I'll go and grab it, and I'll be literally staring at it. I go grab it, and you know what I do? I go look at the thing I grab the thing next to the thing I wanted to grab. That's like where my lack of coordination is. Like, I always say, haha, I'm just so clumsy. But no, it's worse than that. Like, when I was in Korea, people, like, would comment on, like, how I would sometimes be very clumsy with the chopsticks. And it's like, oh, don't worry, you'll be going home soon. You won't have to deal with chopsticks anymore, you know, you can go back to forks. And I'm like, how do I explain to them that I make almost all of these same mistakes with forks too? Like, spilling my food, dropping things. It's like, I do that at home too. It's not a chopstick problem, it's a me problem. Or should I say it's not a me with chopsticks problem, it's just a me problem. It's like, no, I'm just an adult that can't feed herself without spilling things all over herself. Don't worry about it. It's like a running joke in high school that I was always soaking wet because I would always spill my water bottle on myself. That was where I was at. And then, like, to top that off, so my point is, my fine motor skills are lacking. My fine motor skills are lacking, which makes line art difficult sometimes. In a way that I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate when they're, like, giving advice. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. Or, and the thing they like to say always is stabilizers. Well, it's like, oh, we'll just use stabilizers. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about stabilizers. I hate stabilizers. That or, like, vectors, which I also hate for similar reasons. They never quite... I don't know. They're never quite exactly what I wanted. They never quite go in the right place. There's always something slightly off and uncanny about it to me. And it's also just, like, annoying because it just won't be what I wanted. It'll be ever so slightly off, and it, like, will irk me. It will irk me to no end. So I would just... Like, I know they specifically suggest, don't do this. Don't do this. It will make your line art look messy. But I will do the railroad tracking thing over doing stabilization any day. Because then, like, if I go in and I'm constantly, like, erasing and editing, it ends up being what I wanted. More or less. And that's all I really want. I don't know. There's just something about, like, vector. Well, it's not that it's necessarily vector in stabilization in general, because, like, it usually is fine. It's, like, my work particular. I don't like how it looks. I feel like it looks wrong. Which is probably, like, because I just don't use it. But it's gotten to the point where it's like, I stare at it whenever I try, and I'm just like, I hate this. I hate this. I'm not gonna use this. I've actually have found myself leaning into doing line art, but messy line art, and it's honestly done wonders for me. Yeah, clumsiness runs in my family too. It's it's great. My whole family is clumsy, which sometimes. Okay, so my mom and I both have a tendency to veer to one side when we're walking, just like over time. So it's like whenever we go for walks with each other, we end up veering towards each other and like crashing into each other. It's great. It 10 out of 10 would recommend. Not really. Feet. This kind of reminds me of like Barbie but ballet shoes. Like the shape of the toes and the foot. Reminds me of Barbie ballet shoes. The most satisfying Barbie shoes to chew, by the way. Whenever I was like a little kid, chewing on Barbie shoes, you know, the ballet shoes, munchity crunchity. Munchity crunchity. I want to like indicate that there's definitely form here, but I don't want to make it look cartoony. You know, it's like she has too much junk in the trunk. You know. You can have some junk in the trunk, but if you have too much junk in the trunk, people start giving you looks. Yeah, they're like, geez, why you do that? And it's like, 'cause it's easier. You know, it's like, sometimes I fall victim to the Pixar mommification of characters, where I give them like ridiculously wide hips and stuff, and people will call me out for it sometimes, and they'll be like, why? And it's like, 'cause it's just honestly easier. It's honestly easier to draw. That's the real answer. It's like, obviously, there's like that little part of you that wants to go like, he, artists are perverts. But it's like, also it's just like, wide hips are forgiving to draw. More so than, it's like the same thing with like big boobs. And also why like I don't like drawing men. 'Cause like, you can kind of cheat what's going on in these areas in terms of anatomy a little bit, whereas like with a guy, where he has like the narrow hips and the no boobs, you gotta actually understand what's going on there to like draw it. You can't cover it up with big boobs. You just can't, and that's why I hate drawing guys. And I love drawing big boobs, even though, like, just because it's so much easier. It's like, Bella, why do you like drawing curvy women so much if you're straight? It's like, because curvy women are the most fun to draw because it's the easiest, most satisfying shapes to draw. And men are nice to look at, but they're a pain in the ass. They're a pain in the ass to draw. That's why. I don't know how I'm gonna go about this. This is one of those things that's a lot. I don't like how straight this is. This needs to be given a little more dimension. Here. Dicta. Save lives. Da, da, da. This go like down, down, fire. This isn't really commentary, I'll be honest, but it is sick as hell. So, keeping it. But yeah, there are a lot of things that would make drawing, they're like important to drawing that I just don't have naturally. And one of those things is also like the ability to really imagine things in like a 3D space. Like, I was for the most part pretty good in math in school. What got me though was always like graphs and stuff like in geometry, like rotations and you know, those sort of graph grid transformations. Couldn't do it. Because in my head, I just couldn't move those shapes from where they were. So it was like super hard. Like I could do the equations and all that, but it's like actually, like on they'd give me like a picture of a grid, and it'd be like a triangle, and they're like, move the triangle to its side. And he'd be like, oh no. Oh no, how does that work? And then like everyone was like, really? That's like the easiest part to do. That's like one of the easy, and I'm like, no. I can't. It doesn't work in my brain. Please give me numbers. Because here's the thing. I can work numbers. Numbers, you don't have to... If you can just plug in things to a formula, you're good. You know, as long as you know the formula, you're good. But like, ugh. I like where this is going. I think this is gonna be neat. Maybe a pain now, but it'll be neat. The two voices in the head of every artist. This is going to hurt, but it'd be so cool if I pull it off. I'm actually currently in the process of pulling my teeth because I'm trying to learn how to do rigging in like 2D for like VTuber models, because I figured I'm trying to actually get into being paid money. I'm looking into being paid, and I know that rigging is very difficult, and as such is an in-demand job that pays well. So I want to learn how to do it, but it's driving me nuts. Oh my goodness. I'm not a very tech savvy person. Like, all I know is, you know, little gremlins in the computer screen make the pictures change. So it's like been a very arduous process, to say the least. That's the thing, is like so many things, it's like I have to learn computer stuff to do it. And I understand that, and I am aware, but it's so painful for me because I just like drawing. I just want to draw and make money. But it's like, oh, you have to do all these other things to make the money. It's like, no! Just give me the money. Because I'm awesome and I deserve it. And I'm so cute. And I'm so talented and amazing, and I deserve it. But no, you have to have skills. You have to have practical skills to make money. What a sham. What a scam. Kinda make it look like rocks. Just here to chat and draw and have a good time, hopefully. Honestly, though, I'm not gonna lie. I might end up breaking this into parts and doing multiple live streams to finish all these characters. Because I am starting to feel pain in my fingers, which is not a good sign. Probably means that I shouldn't be doing this for too much longer. Probably that I should probably at least take a break. So I think what I might end up doing, because the main reason why I wanted to do all of them was I was expecting people whose requests these were to be watching. And not really. I don't think they are, which is fine, because I think that means I can just split it up into multiple streams, which would be easier on me physically. Cause, yeah. I guess in the future, I'm going to, if I want to do drawing streams, I'm going to have to be a lot more on top of like taking care of my arm, my like wrist, than I was. for this one. You know, lessons learned. But yeah, I've been doing this much more messy, kind of sketchy line art style, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been really enjoying it. Not only is it much easier on myself, it's more enjoyable, and I like how it looks. You know, I always feel the pressure to be one of those artists that has like the really clean kind of art style, even though I'm actually not really a big fan of more clean art styles. Like, they're impressive. I don't mean that to say like they're not good, by the way. Like, they're really good, they're amazing, you know, god tier, but it's just not my personal taste. But I always kind of feel like the need to compare myself to them, and that my art isn't as clean and neat, you know, and that's bad, because it's, you know, and in a way, like, it kind of is. Like, clean neat is popular for a reason. It's better for a lot of commercial uses. You know, it's readable. It's good for merch. You know, like, there's a lot of reasons to be kind of interested in wanting a cleaner art style. There's a lot of reasons. But, you know, it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean my art is bad because it's not clean looking, is, I guess, what I'm trying to get to. And I've been really enjoying this because I feel like it has such a nice kind of storybooky quality. Because, like, I always love children's books that have, like, those illustrations where there's just something very nice and loose about it. You know, like almost airy. There's just something about them. Oof. Oof. So good. And I think we are good on the line art. This doesn't really honestly have to be very neat either, because these are just going to be defined streams in a larger, like, cloud. Oh, so it seems like people are starting off early with the fireworks. So if you hear any, like, weird sounds, that's what that is. Some of my neighbors are setting off fireworks for the 4th of July. Do I like this? Yes. I think I want this to be the main kind of body of it, actually, and with some things poking out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fix up this. Oh yeah, some of the people some of the people like who do the fireworks early, it's like I understand why, because like, you know, if that's when you and your family can get together, like I get that, but some people in my neighborhood are crazy. Like some people in my neighborhood are legitimately crazy. I remember one year I was walking my dog, and here's the thing, like my dog is actually not that scared of fireworks, because she actually kind of likes them, because she likes rocket launches. She always insists on being able to be let out for rocket launches, so I think for her they're just like rocket launches. However, one time I was walking my dog, and this guy, for some reason, he was like playing with firecrackers in the street, and he looked right at me and my dog while I was like walking, waited for me to like walk past the part in the sidewalk, like across the street from him, decided to set it off right as I was going by. Like, dude was waiting for me. It's like, dude, what is wrong with you? Why are you like this? And it was like in the middle of the day too, because like I was specifically trying to beat the fireworks rush, but I failed to beat the Florida man crazy. Actually, no, because the tights are gonna be black. So I don't need that there. Anyway. There we go. I think the hair will be fun to shade. I find that purple... Okay, well, it depends honestly on the day. Sometimes like a dark purple is like, ooh, this is the easiest, the best thing to shade. And then on other days it's like, why can't I shade? I bet my dog is going to go begging to be let out, because I can hear more fireworks going off. She likes the fireworks because she's weird. I've never had another dog who actually likes fireworks and other such loud noises. I feel like most are scared of them, but my dog likes them. She like makes a big deal of being like, let me out, let me out. And then she'll just like happy run around the yard, wagging her tail. It's funny sometimes to watch. It's like she'll get pouty if you don't let her out for it. It's like she missed a one rocket launch once and she was so upset about it. And it's like, we let you out for so many of the other rocket launches. You'll be fine. And she just was like, you should have let me out. Slightly jaundiced eyes are so cute. I think I'm gonna make it a little more natural. There we go. And I think she has kind of ambery eyes. Something I like to do when I make like big eyes, just to make my life easier, is I like to do like the pupils solid as part of the line art and like as multiply, and then just put the iris color underneath, because then it just blends into it. So nice, I think. Like, look at that. You're honestly, yeah, it kind of lucky, honestly. Like, fireworks are really cool to look at, but it's like, there's so many stupid people. Again, like, actually, I don't even think he was stupid, considering dude was looking right at me and my dog and was like waiting. So there's just like crazy people. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like a lot of people just disregard firework laws. It's like I've definitely heard plenty of cases of people like just crossing state lines to get fireworks. I don't even know if it actually is technically legal in Florida. I'm assuming. But it actually might not be. No, I think it is. But I've definitely lived in places where it was technically not. You weren't supposed to have your own fireworks. But people did it anyway. But it is kind of crazy though when you think about it. It's like the idea of a bunch of people with like no explosive training basically handling a bunch of explosives. Because that's what they are. It's like when you put it that way, it's kind of insane. It's like, no wonder there's accidents. But they're also really pretty. So, you win some, you lose some. Some people may lose some fingers, but, it's really pretty. Ah, it's like doing a thing with my tablet where it's like the actual thing is like just off. There we go. The usable area for some reason. Randomly. Why is it doing this right now? Okay. It's so weird. Yeah, it is nice how dogs and cats have such strong personalities. I have a dog, and I have 3 cats, and all of them have such strong personalities, but they also have like their own little inner politics going on. It's like my dog is usually close to 2 of my cats, not so close to the other one. But it's like recently she and that particular cat have been cuddling a lot, like that cat's been sucking up. And that's like how we know that some drama has happened like between her and our other like kind of older cat, because we have like 2 cats that are a bit older. They're not like senior cats by any stretch, but like, you know, they're decently adult cats. And then we have Felicity, who was a kitten not too long ago. Longer ago than I like to think, but, you know. She's still younger, she's like a year old. So, and she was basically raised by the dog, so she and the dog are usually pretty friendly. And then my cat Mister is also usually pretty friendly with the dog. But Karamia, she kind of likes to do her own thing usually, but she's been sucking up to the dog lately. So we're like, something went down with Mister and Karamia, because she's actually being, like, trying to suck up to the dog. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, they have their own internal world going on. And that's neat, that's cool. I think I'm gonna finish up on flat colors and then maybe finish up the stream, cause my hand is starting to hurt. I mean, it's been hurting. I think I was complaining about it earlier, but yeah. I hate that. I hate when I'm like in the zone drawing and my hand decides to hurt, like right then. It's like your timing is awful. Ah, shoot. I did it on the wrong layer. Whoops, oh well. It's too late. Let's see, can I do like that for the wispies? Kinda. Yeah, no, I love when dogs have sass. Like, some dogs are so, like, sweet and, like, obedient. They'll just do, like, whatever. They're like, yeah, of course. And then, like, other ones, they just have so much sass. They're like, you can't tell me what to do, human. You can't tell me what to do. And I love that. Is this gonna work? We'll see. Actually, I'm gonna take this out of. I'll keep it for now. I don't know how I feel about it, but good enough. Good enough. Ah, missed a spot. There we go. Not quite feeling it yet, but perhaps with very basic background color slapped. Okay, we're gonna adjust this to be less of an eyesore. Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna get rid of the green. This. don't normally do, but I feel like would be great for speeding up this process. Let's see, we're gonna make this, I think, warm to kind of contrast. Actually, no, I don't think it would be. I'm just gonna go in with a very basic base shadow layer with the multiply tool, just to make my life a bit easier. I realized I didn't put down the base colors for the plants. Oh well. I'm imagining kind of like some light coming from this stream, so I'm gonna have the shading kind of going against it. But I might do like a secondary light source coming from this way. We'll see. Just gonna Again, I don't normally do this, but I feel like this will really speed things up. There we go. I think as a starting point, this is pretty alright. Gonna maybe edit this. I didn't edit the last one because reasons being well, laziness, but it's not quite laziness, you know, it's just I've been busy, my hand's been hurting me. I don't know if you follow me on my social media, like on Twitter or Tumblr, you probably already know that I ouchie so much recently. Yeah, I don't know what I did to my hand, but it's been bothering me. But hopefully this stream will not end like the last one still, because now I have recently invested in a compression glove and also a better desk. Fun fact about Bella. Yeah. I have been using the same desk since middle school until like this week. I only just now finally got a new desk, and my old desk was falling apart. And it wasn't very comfortable anymore. It wasn't very comfortable anymore to work at. So hopefully now I have like an actual nice setup. I'm not cramped. Hopefully it means I will also hit my mic less during the stream. Hopefully having some room will help with that. Where is the light coming from? I feel like the light is coming from here. So I'm gonna like complete this. I'm not sure if you're noticing, because you're probably noticing if you actually watched the last stream. But this is different from where we left her off last time. And there's a reason for that. I didn't like it, so I changed it. This whole thing is pretty much gonna be in shadow, So it's kind of, yeah. May as well, just to, you know, I'm trying to make myself less scared. I'm just putting almost everything in shadow, you know? Dramatic lighting. And I know I've said this before, like, this is the year I'm gonna be less scared of that. And it hasn't necessarily happened yet. I have had some pieces where I like kind of pushed it, but you know, oh, thank you! I love drawing like short, curly-ish. Well, this isn't really curly. I added little curly curls because I love little curly curls. That's like short hair like that is just so fun to draw. Because you can just make it wild. You don't have to worry about the logic of the strands like all the way down. So you kind of can just vibe. Just vibe. Okay. Oh, warning, just in case. My county earlier today was under a severe thunderstorm warning. So if you hear something like particularly loud and banging, like I'm probably fine. It's just really bad thunder. So just to let everyone know. One of the fun things about living in a semi-tropical environment is hurricane season. The rain, it just comes. I don't like that. We're gonna undo that. And we're gonna redo that. I'm gonna zoom out so we can... Okay, so this is coming from here. It's kind of gonna be hitting... like this. Because this is kind of more forward. Still gonna get that on the palm. Yeah, see, that makes more sense. That's better. I'm gonna kind of go in and gently get that collarbone. We gotta define the collarbone. Oh, very nice, very nice. Darest I even bother shading this hand? What is the point? A little bit of shading. A little bit of shading never hurt anyone, just for interest. Okay. We kinda get this bit, because I feel like probably gonna have some rim lighting there. And yeah. And then we blend. Just kinda gonna dun 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 dun. This is kind of how I always start off the skin. Just put down some nice base color shading, blend it out. And you kind of can just work on top of that. Most of your work is kind of done. You can work on really adding a lot more fun colors to the skin, really liven it up. Again, we're dealing with the light from that. So this side is probably actually not going to be getting much. So we can probably, yeah. Hopefully I won't be able to get through this one. Especially since like I kind of got through the hardest portions on my hand on this one. Honestly, here's the deal. Here's the deal with Clip Studio Paint. I don't use many of the options. Almost always, I only use a couple of brushes and a couple of tools. And that's really all you actually need to do the vast majority of things. So, what I usually use for line art, is I usually use this brush that I got from the Clip Studio Asset Store. I use that for line art and also flat colors and like little detailing. And then for this base layer of color, I use the mechanical pencil brush. It's called mechanical pencil. It doesn't really look anything like a mechanical pencil. It basically feels a lot more like the marker brush from like MS Paint, or if I remember correctly from Manga Studio 4, which is what I used originally. And that's what I'm using here. And I mean, using those, you basically can do a lot. And then soft brush. Like, it's just those three brushes is basically most of what I use all the time. With a few exceptions. And then the blend tool. And that's about that. And then in terms of actual tools, there's a little clippy here. Lets you clip layers. This lets you set transparent pixels. So it's like the clips it to this. So so this means that this can only paint on top of this skin layer. But if I set it to transparent pixel, it means I can only paint on what I've already painted on this layer. So I can only paint on this. So I can do like this. Oh, this is blood. I was wondering, like, that's not what was supposed to happen. And then you can kind of do that. And yeah, those are magic brush, like magic wand. You can click things. Or you can use a lasso tool. That's basically almost the entirety of the Clip Studio program that I actually use on a regular basis. Just kind of stick to these basic menus here and you can do a lot. Let me turn back what I was doing. But yeah, no. I like just recently was able to figure out how Clip Studio's animation tools work. Still trying to figure that out. Still working on that. Still struggling with the materials and all that, but again, very rarely need to use that. It would be nice, it would be cool, it would be helpful, but it's not necessary. Gonna define out this collarbone area. Other than that, the only thing I would really also recommend is maybe working, and you can honestly, depending on the tablet, do that while setting up the tablet. You don't actually have to do it within the program itself. I like to have a hotkey set up on my pen, my tablet pen itself, connected to the eraser tool. It just makes my life easier. Yeah. Other than that, I just kind of follow the very basic menus. And I do fine. It can do animation, yes! On Clip Studio Paint Pro, which is the one I use, it can only, I think it's something like, usually cuts me off at like 28 frames, but yeah, it can do, and I think EXE can do full animation. But yeah, it does have an animation. That's what this is for. And if you like do this, you can pull up the timeline and you can start working. There should be some tutorials that are really useful out on YouTube. I would do a tutorial, but unfortunately, I don't know what I'm doing. I like managed to make GIFs in it. But also, I'm just not good at animation in general. I'm trying to work on that. You know, another thing that I cannot make work, and it's like a lot of people do it, and it's such a basic function, but I can't make it, I can't do it, is making and like registering the brushes. I've tried it, it just always glitches out on me. And it's like, I use the default. I'd use the default, except for like that one I got from the asset store. But you know what? It works for me. It works for me. I'm a simple person. Probably want it to be very faded out because you're having all of this, what we're going to be using as our lighting source coming right at it. So it's not going to have a lot of shadow. Yeah, basically. Actually, cartoons are less really long GIFs so much as they are a series of GIFs strung together. It's actually interesting. It wasn't an animation course, but I took a film course in Seoul, and it was interesting learning about all the different scene cuts and stuff, because you realize that a lot of things are really actually separate shots strung together in a way that makes it feel like it's like one continuous thing, but it's constantly changing. And you can, once you see it, you kind of see it in animation a lot, where you realize that's a new background. They started on a new scene on a new cell, probably. Well, not actual literal cell. I don't think they animate on physical cells anymore. But you get the point. And it's actually very interesting how they like trick you into thinking something is like a continuous motion, but then you realize like, wait a second, the shot angle has changed, the background has changed. That's not a continuous shot. It's interesting. I think I definitely learned some things in that class that I think would really useful for understanding sequential art as well, even though it was a film class. Am I doing anything with that knowledge at the moment? No. Should I? Probably. You know, why waste the knowledge? Why waste the knowledge, guys? Spread the knowledge. Embrace the knowledge. Use the knowledge. Make the knowledge feel useful. Make it feel like it has a purpose in life. Okay. I'm gonna define this wrist area right here. These fingers are kind of flat and like very far back, so I can honestly probably get away with kind of like bump. But yeah, no. I'd almost be convinced to just try doing actual longer animations with the Clip Studio and just string together a bunch of shorter ones, but honestly, I think there's a lot of actually pretty decent like free software out there that I've kind of played with. I think I'm just gonna use that. I think I tried OpenTunes very briefly. and then kind of deleted it when I realized I could do animation actually pretty alright in Clip Studio, and then I regretted it when I realized I can't do it as long in Clip Studio. But then it's kind of like, I have so many programs on my computer. I have so many. I have Clip Studio Paint, I have Blender, I have OBS, I have Shotcut, I already said Clip Studio, I have Kakao Talk, I have Steam, I have so many things. And then recently I tried downloading Audacity because it's like a nicer recording program. And fun fact about me, I'm interested in voice acting. I have no experience, but I've been like sending in some auditions to indie, like free indie projects. So I was like, let me download this, because like previously I've been using the voice recorder, because for some reason when I try to do recordings on OBS Studio, specifically audio only recordings, it makes it sound tinny. Like even with my mic, even with soundproofing. I've had whole videos I made from my YouTube channel that I basically had to scrap because the audio was so bad because I recorded it in OBS, and I don't know what the problem is. It didn't used to happen on my old laptop, but for some reason on my current laptop, OBS hates recording audio even though I'm recording through a Yeti mic. I don't know why, it just is what it is. That's looking pretty good, if I dare say so myself. Not at all biased, the most impartial observer of them all. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Oh, I am so sorry. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with Audacity is. Like, I tried to use it. I genuinely tried. But it was like, I wanted to do multiple takes, and I was trying to, but it was not having it. I don't know what I was doing wrong. Should I have done like a tutorial first? Probably, but I was like, I just want to get this done. I just want to get this done and over with. You know, that's my problem. And I've been having this with Blender. I actually broke down and looked up a tutorial for Blender because I literally could not even figure out how to move the canvas. I always am like, nah, I'll just figure it out by doing. I prefer to figure things out by doing. So when you like have a program that's just not that intuitive, I'm just like, oh no, because I'm gonna try and like just figure it out on my own. Because I'm like, who needs to actually like understand all the things? Like, I don't need this. Also, like, tutorials are very often boring. Whereas making myself cry is at the very least not boring. Which is probably not a healthy, like a good outlook to have on getting things done. Especially if I want to actually like get them done, you know? But I'm like, at least if I am screaming, I am feeling something. Tutorials, all I feel is boredom. Okay, kind of get that little belly button there. Alright. So yeah, no, I kept having issues with it. almost entirely user error, probably. I just didn't know what I was doing. But honestly, here's the thing. It doesn't feel professional, which is why I was like, no, I need to stop doing this. I need to stop. The voice, like the sound recorder built in on my laptop actually produced better sound quality. And that was the thing that hurt the most. Was I went in and I was like, honestly, this doesn't sound bad. After passing, like, doing some very basic audio editing on it in Shotcut, doesn't sound bad at all. I'm like, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's not worth the trouble. I'm sure someone's gonna pop it, like if I asked someone that actually knew, they'd probably be like, no, it's much better once you know how to actually use it. But am I that person? I don't know. Always take the path of least resistance, I say. She says, trying desperately currently to learn how to use Blender. 'Cause, fun fact about me. Yeah, honestly, if something is cheap and easy to use and it produces effect, like the right effect, who cares if it's not as professional seeming? It gets the job done. It gets the job done. But I'm trying to learn Blender because I want to actually be paid for doing art. I have been trying to do that for a while now. It is not working. It's not working out for me currently. Maybe my luck will change soon. I hope so. I have a good feeling about this year. I've had a good feeling about most years, but I have a good feeling about this year. I have a new desk. I actually have a proper desk that's not falling apart now. I got stuff set up. Hopefully this will be my year. But I'm learning Blender because I figured if I can add more skills to my resume, I might actually. Because here's the thing, I can show that I can draw, but it's all the times I see things, it's yeah, we have this art job. But you need Adobe certification. Well, I don't have Adobe certification. I use Clip Studio. You need to be certified in this program for stuff I know how to do. And it's gosh, I don't use any of that program. Any of those. I think this is pretty much done for this. So I'm let me at least get one of the programs. Let me at least get one of the things under my belt that actually looks good to employers. And maybe, just maybe, I will actually have a job someday. Who knows? It's hard because it's I'm self-taught. Because I'm actually a communication major. Even that's recent. I actually was a full-on business major until fairly recently. So all this is self-taught. I don't have any sort of school access to programs. I don't have really a big old portfolio of work because I'm everything I'm doing in my free time. And it kind of makes it hard. But it's one of those things where it's if I could just do it, then maybe I could actually dedicate more time to drawing. But the thing is, yeah. So, trying on the commissions. trying. But, you know. Unfortunately, so many, like, the social medias that are, like, big for sharing, like, artist information, commission information, like, you know, your Twitters, your DAs. They've kind of imploding recently. It kind of has been interesting. It's like your Twitters, your DAs, they've all been kind of imploding recently. So, it's been like trying to find a new place to advertise, like, hey, I'm an artist who does art things. Hire me. What the fuck did I click on? Okay. Another interesting part of my workflow is I am a clumsy person. I am a clumsy person. So sometimes I tap on things I should not tap on. And it does weird stuff. I love how it looks when you layer like this really bright, saturated purple on like orangey skin colors. Oh, it just looks so good to me, personally. Oh yeah. This, I am realizing, doesn't make much sense. Fix it and actually make it more. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we can do. No, we can do. We can shift that bar there. We can shift it over here. Kind of shift it. But I think that's what was going on. This was my original plan. But no, let's go. No. What did it? You know what I should do? If I'm just gonna make all of this disappear. Make all that disappear, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. I'm just gonna cheat a little itty bitty bit. And I'm gonna there we go. I'm gonna just make this thicker so it kind of covers up that area where I'm like, what happened here? Because that's probably, honestly, because this should kind of loop around into the armpit a bit, which is probably what was originally the plan. And then I just screwed up. So that, yeah. That makes it look a lot less like she has just wing armpits. Okay. It sucks because I only have 2 USB ports to work with here on my laptop. And my mic is a USB mic. And my tablet is attached by USB. And my mouse is wireless. But it has like a little thing that you have to stick in the USB port to make it connect. Which I didn't realize when I bought it. Might not have bought it if I had realized that, because it's a pain in the ass not being able to use my mouse while streaming. But c'est la vie. I need more USB ports. I just need more USB ports. That's just kind of what it is. I do too much on this port. I have a laptop and I abuse it. I abuse the heck out of it. Wanna know? This laptop has done me pretty well too. Done pretty well for me. I had a period before college where I was doing a lot of art things, and I was doing a lot of projects, personal art projects. But the thing was, I was a high school student, and my parents were like, yeah, we'll just get you, the cheap student laptops. And so there was a period in my life in high school where I was, using Clip Studio and all that. And I had my tablet. I was using, a cheap Wacom that was super old that I had gotten on sale when I was, in freshman year, in 9th grade when I was, 14. And I was doing all this stuff on my laptop, and so almost every year or every other year, something horrible would happen. I was using these cheap little HB notebooks, and they would just crash so bad. I had one almost catch fire on my bed. My first laptop that I ever had, it got so overheated, so overused for what it was, that I was laying in my bed one day doing stuff, and sparks started coming out of it on my bed. And that was the start of the laptop graveyard until I got this one. Because I was this needs to end. I'm an adult now. I'm in college. I make the decisions. Because my laptop had died. My laptop at the time. I had just gotten. I had gotten this specifically because my laptop had died halfway through my senior year. And I was doing my senior project. And I'm applying for colleges. I needed a new laptop. So I had gotten one, and my dad was like, this is your college laptop. And it's okay, cool. Finals come around my freshman year of college. The laptop dies. It starts glitching out so bad. It was black screen. It was bad. I couldn't do... And this was during the pandemic, so my classes were on Zoom. I almost failed a class because there was a event thing we had to do. It was a career class because I was a business student, and they hate us. Which fair, but come on, man. And I couldn't get into any of them. Any of the, live talk things that we had to do for that. And this was, a large part of our grade. I couldn't do any of them because my laptop kept crashing. So that was fun. I ended up, having to dig out my laptop, my iPad, and I did one of the very last ones that you could do to just avoid failing the class, because of my laptop. 'Cause pandemic, yay! But it was bad because it crashed like right around finals. So I needed one fast. I needed it that then. So I went to like Best Buy and I got this one because I was like, I need it now, but I also need it to not. I need to stop. I need to stop getting laptops that die from my programs. I need to get one that can actually handle the stuff I want to do. So I asked my uncle, who's an engineer. I asked my aunt, who's married to my uncle, who's the engineer, being like, help me, auntie. And so then they took me to Best Buy. And my uncle was like, I used this in college. And it got me through engineering school, so you can use it. And it was only like $700. Which, for like, it's small, but like for a laptop, because, you know, broke college student vibes, I was like, this is great. Because almost everything else that the people were showing me that like could handle Clip Studio Paint, they were like, this is like over $1,000 or pretty close. And it's like, no. Nope. Can't do that. And this has managed to last me pretty much all of college since then. And it's not dying yet. So, I say, not bad. Not bad at all. Is it the happiest, healthiest laptop? No. But is it dead? No. And that's all that matters. Oh, that is so cute. So blushy. Wait, why am I doing... I got so caught up talking about me killing laptops that I realized I forgot to do like a whole step. I forgot to do a whole thing I do. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do that now. Because this is something I like to do that I feel like it works. It makes things pop, personally, I feel like, is I just kind of like to go in and I do some shadows with this really saturated red color. And I kind of get, like, in there, you know? It's like all those little, like, subtle shadows. Lining a bunch, doing a bunch that I haven't done, you know? So kind of get that. Kind of get that area. Doesn't go in and like very lightly build up some of that, and it's gonna look really weird. It's gonna look really weird for like a hot minute, but like once it's done, it does something. Okay, it does something. Kind of go in, line that, and then. Again, this is gonna look really ugly, and there's a lot of this is like very much you work through it, but yeah, when it's done, it looks good. I promise. I do this all the time. Yeah. Oh my god. You want to know what happened? Like, cause high school class of 2020, yay! Pain. So I had to take my AP tests online. And they were not prepared for it, which sucked. But here's the thing. Here's the friggin' thing. My internet started bugging out. And it actually was like causing serious problems. Like I was turning in assignments late because of my internet. Like would randomly crash. And we could not figure out what the problem was. Like we had the guys from the cable company come multiple times. Like, you want to know what happened? You want to know what was happening that was causing me to like almost fail multiple classes because I couldn't turn in work? A squirrel had eaten through the internet cable. A squirrel literally ate my homework. A squirrel! And it's like, how do you even explain that? Like, I'm sorry I didn't submit my homework in time. It was done. But a squirrel ate through the internet cable, so I couldn't submit it. It was bad. Especially since, like, I was taking AP European History at the time. Which, I was taking a lot of AP classes at the time. Which, you know, at the time seemed like a good idea because I liked the in-classroom setup better for the AP classes. But, AP classes online, not fun. But we were like getting ready to take the AP exams. So my teacher for AP European History like wanted us to do a lot of writing practice. And of course it had to be timed, so he like would release it at a certain time period and we were supposed to submit it within a certain time period. You know, and we only could do it like so long. But here's the problem. I did it. But I couldn't submit it. 'Cause of the squirrel! I went from an A student. I was an A student back then. Taking almost all APs, A student. Suddenly was getting like C's and S and D's. All because of just the insanity. Not helped by the fact that my school actually banned like live lectures. Cause that was like when people were doing the Zoom bombing stuff. So I was in all of these like AP courses, and we were in the like lead up to the exams, right? And we were not allowed to have any live lectures from any of our teachers. It was awful. Yeah. See, like, as I said, it starts off looking kind of ugly, but look at that. Like, once it's... Yeah. So now I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna layer on top of it, like, a really dark, saturated blue color. In all of the darkest spots. So, like, right around here by her jaw. Kind of bring that down a little bit. Like, very typical. Very kind of here. In the ear there. Yeah, it would have sucked being literally, like, a year behind. But sometimes I kind of wonder if, like, maybe it would have been better if they had, like, just completely shut down school. They were just like, you're off. We will continue this later. because it kind of sucked. It really sucked, man. I missed out on, like, all of my fun senior things. I only got the sucky part of the senior year. Because my school had this thing where you had to do a senior project to graduate. And you had a few options for that. You could go the leadership route, where you had to research a problem in our community and then create some sort of public service. Like, you had to do some sort of project to address it. So, like, fundraiser, all sorts of things. Or you could do science research, where you basically had to do a science, some sort of, like, science experiment. You had to do a lot of research on it. You had to, like, talk to, and here's the thing, all of them required mentors, which was a pain in the butt for me. That's a whole other story. But I had to do the senior project, as well as, you know, I was taking almost all APs that year, applying for colleges all at the same time. It's like the front half of senior year sucked, but my school had it so, like, spring semester was awesome. It's like you had grad bash, you had, like, senior skip days, you had grad bash, by the way, is one of the suckier things I missed out. See, I'm from Florida. I'm from Central Florida. I live near Orlando. So, there's a tradition near where I'm from where all of the high schools send the seniors to this thing called a grad bash, where basically Universal is open till, like, late at night, and it's only all of these high school seniors. And it's like a big tradition, like, everyone kind of looks forward to. I missed it. I missed grad bash. I couldn't go because of the pandemic. It shut everything down. I'm still salty. Also, like, you know, I didn't get to have the proper graduation and all that. You know, that's the big thing. But it's also like, bruh, grad bash. No grad bash. I mean, it's not like I can't go to Universal. I mean, it's more expensive. But I can go. It's not actually as expensive as... See, here's the thing. Universal is expensive, but it's the type of expensive that if you live in Florida, you can go. You can go. Like, you can save up money. You can go. You might even be able, if you save up money... Because I even did it. If you save up, you know, money from us, you can get an annual pass. And you can go. And it's, like, expensive, but it's somewhat affordable. Disney, I have never been in Disney all my time living in Florida. And people are like, oh my gosh, you live in Florida with Disney. And it's like, you don't understand. I cannot afford Disney. I have not been to Disney. But, which is probably why, you know, that's where Grad Bash was always Universal. It wasn't Disney. I don't think Disney would be even the type to do, like, a discounted price all night. Like, yeah. Yeah, because, we also did that in, like, 6th grade, was we were learning about, physics, like roller coaster physics, and so they took us to Legoland. And we had to do a thing where we had to make the pretense of, like, yeah, we're doing, like, this little lab thing that they're hosting there. But after that, it was roller coasters, man. It's pretty... After that, no field trips, though. Like, almost no field trips until, like, years later. It's like 6th grade, they had a lot of field trips. They had, like, a field trip to Epcot and Legoland. And then they stopped doing field trips altogether. And they're like, you've had your 2 big field trips. Until, like, senior year, we had, like, a marine science course we could take. In which case we could do, like, field trips, like... Yeah, Florida is an interesting place. It was cool for my marine science. We, like, went to a part of... like the river system. It's not actually technically a river. Like the estuary system we're a part of. We went to a part where they had like a research center. And it was cool. Because we got to like go kayaking. It sucked though. Because this one guy like pushed me into the mangroves while we were kayaking. And like it cut up my hand. And I'm still salty about it. Yeah. It's weird. Being like, yeah. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Good memories. It is always interesting though, like trying to describe living in Florida to people. Because it's like, yeah, it's not what you necessarily expect, but it is definitely a weird place. Especially like the part that I live in, because I live in Central Florida. So I live near like all of the really cool things in Florida. So like, which is really nice, but also it's weird sometimes. So it's like, I actually technically live on the same island as Cape Canaveral, which is where they do the rocket launches. It's technically incorporated under a different name than my particular island, but it's actually, I think it's attached. So that's neat. The rocket launches always like shake my house. And it's like people interesting. Nah, why am I not digging any of this? I'm like trying to make it work, but I'm not digging it. Okay. Because it looks too much like the shadows. That's the problem. I made a mistake, but I don't want to change the color of the shadows. Because I like it. Like, look at that. That's so pretty. Ah! Okay, let's do pink. Let's do pink. That'll look better. And it will kind of look still a little bit. Yeah, like the purple. And then we can kind of build up some of that purple on top of the pink. And that should look better. I'm wearing like this glove because my fingers have been hurting lately. And I don't want to like hurt my hand more while drawing. So I'm wearing like this glove. It has like little grippies on it, and they keep squeaking, and I hate it. But my hand isn't hurting, so it's doing its job. So can't complain too much. But why is it squeaky? It's like a mouse. But yeah, if you hear like a squeaking on the mic, that's what it is. It's my like compression glove. so I don't hurt my hands. Because for some reason, it's decided to hurt. Which sucks. You know what? I'm just gonna make it add glow. Or overlay. Overlay could work. Come on! Oh yeah, that works better. I'll probably go in and just do a lot of glow stuff afterwards. I think that's enough for now. Okay. It's so nice because I actually have room for my screen like drawing tablet. I can actually use it, but I'm like still not used to it. Because even though I got it a little while ago, it's like I've been living in dorms with like itty bitty tiny desks with no room for it. And then it was like, well, my desk is such a mess. I don't even really want to work there. And now I finally have a nice desk. And I can do work. And I have room for it, and so I can use it. And also probably should use it because it hurts my hand less. That's not. Because I'm trying to make it just look like a shadow. But instead it looks like she has really bad teeth. Okay. There. No one's rotting teeth are purple. I hope. I really hope no one's teeth are purple. Okay, yeah, that looks better. Still trying to get used to, like, drawing and talking. It's definitely a different experience for me. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Because usually I kind of just hold myself up for hours. And that's like, ha ha ha. Here I am, hidden away. Never to be seen again. Perhaps I will come out for snacks. Perhaps not. You never know. You know, I don't know how some streamers go for so long. It's like you have streamers going on longer than like 24 hours, and it's like I've been going, you know, I'm like, oh wow, a whole hour sitting at my desk talking. Interesting. Maybe I'm not built for that stream life. Maybe that stream life's not built for me. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's just like something you have to learn. But it's definitely impressive. It is nice though, like to have a little conversation with someone while drawing, you know? Like it's nice actually getting to talk to you guys, even if I definitely think I want to do more YouTube stuff. I'm working on doing more YouTube stuff anyway. Little bit of self-promotion. I am hopefully going to be posting a video about the chibi I made based off of a Twitter poll soon. So look out for that. I've been having difficulty like editing it, cause there's some things I want to do that I don't know how to do, which, you know, story of my life. Local Florida girl really wants to do something. has no idea what she is doing. But you know, that's part of the... Hopefully you guys find me charming. Instead of... I don't know. Like, who is this? Who is this person? Why is she so bad at her job? Why is she so bad at her job? Doesn't she know she should be more thankful for having an awesome... Actually, this is not my job. I don't get paid for this. So, I would love to be paid for this. That would be great. Actually, considering how much time I spend on this and the fact that I am currently ever so slightly unemployed, but it's not my job. I want it to be though. I want it to be so bad. I want the fame. I want the mini money moolah. I want, yeah. I think, yeah, little purple sparkles. Oh yeah. Okay, so cute. She looks so cute. Oh my gosh. Look at her. I'm gonna save that. What are your guys' taco preferences? I am personally, unfortunately, a soft shell gal living in a hard shell household, which is very unfortunate for me. Because here's the thing with hard shell tacos is they break. Like mine just did. They break. And here's the thing. If I wanted to eat a tostada, I'd eat a tostada. You know what I mean? But no. I want to eat a taco. If I want to eat a taco, I don't want my taco to break. You know what I mean? I want to enjoy that taco. I want to savor that taco. And it's just also like a good flour tortilla. You can eat that as is. I know because I do it all the time, which is why flour tortillas never last long in my household, which I am now realizing might contribute to why the rest of my family prefers hard shell. But here's the thing. But like hard shell, it doesn't taste as good on its own as the soft flour tortilla. And I'm going to stand by that fact. Soft shell supremacy. Soft shell supremacy on this channel. You can fight me if you want. No one's gonna fight me. There's not even anyone watching, I don't think. But maybe someone will come and rewatch this. Apparently some people did that for the last one, which is awesome and amazing and wow. Like apparently 20 people watched it after the fact it didn't like, and it's like, what? Why are you watching me? And I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I don't know, something about the idea of like 20 people coming back and watching me after this is just mind-blowing to me, because it's like, I get the appeal of the stream, you know, you get to talk to someone, you get to, I don't know, it's like, do you like me? Do you actually like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Honestly, I know I'm like nowhere near like doing well, obviously. I have like 13 subscribers. You know, definitely not but, you know, the fact that like the amount of people that are coming and watching my nonsense or doing so is still like mind-bogglingly awesome to me. Like, you have no idea. You have no idea. I've been doing a lot better in terms of social media than I have in all of my 6 years of doing this. That's actually what this is I finally reached 100 watchers on DeviantArt after 6 years. Most of which where I was kind of stuck around like that mid-30 mark. And so like the amount of support I've been getting recently, you know, it's not a lot compared to a lot of people, but it's a lot to compare to where I was, and it's great. It's wonderful. I like you guys. I like you guys so much. I love being given attention. So yeah, I hope you guys stick around. But you don't have to. But, you know, it's great. It makes me feel. It's nice to know like when your art is appreciated. Like, I know a lot of people say like, if you're doing it for like the numbers or whatever, like you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But it's like, I make art because I like the community aspect. Well, I mean, it's not the only reason, obviously. I don't torture myself for fun. No, yes I do. Yes I do. Hashtag all artists are masochists, actually. But, you know, I like the social aspect of art. I love sharing it. I like having people like the thing I make. You know, and I think that's a very valid reason to appreciate and enjoy making art, you know? Maybe I'm just an attention whore, you know? Maybe the attention whores are valid. Have you considered that? What do you have against attention whores? All they want is your love. Oy. This has gone off the rails. I should not. This started off as me being like, oh my gosh. Tacos. I love you. And to like, maybe y'all are too harsh on attention whores. Like me. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Oh, she's looking so cute though. Like, look at her. Look at her. This has been taking much longer than I expected. Like, not like this particular illustration necessarily. Just to get all of this done. Because when I did this, I was like, I'll do it in a stream. And that was foolish of me. I don't know what I was thinking. Because here's the deal, right? I take forever. Okay, I'm a slow little duck. Okay, I take a while to do things. And that's fine. Ain't no reason to go fast when you're as awesome as me. But, like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it would be better to go fast. It would be better if I could, but I can't. So, deal. I'm gonna try and shape this into something reasonable. What am I doing with my life? And most importantly, this illustration. That's not fun. Imagine if someone came and joined that stream while I was going. That would be interesting. They'd be like, "What's going on? Why is she like this? What demon is possessing her? And why does it sound like something from like an 80s movie or whatever?" I don't know. Oh, so why am I saying like an 80s movie when I specifically mean like Slimer from Ghostbusters? That is the 80s movie. That is the... Are there more 80s movies like that? Like with the ghost that goes... I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Probably ripping off Ghostbusters. Maybe. Or Ghostbusters ripped them off. I don't know. How did you guys feel about the most recent Ghostbuster movies? I have not seen the ones with the children, actually. So why am I even commenting? What do you guys think about those movies? Why don't you talk about them? Because I haven't seen them. Good? Good? I don't know. I watched the reboot one with like girl female cast. I'm gonna be honest. It was fine. If I like went to go see it, was fine. My main issue was honestly pacing issues. Like there was a scene where something was happening and I'm like, I feel like there was meant to be a scene explaining what the fuck just happened. That just didn't happen, and I'm pretty sure I was actually right. I figured. And I've noticed that lately, that there are some like movies that have been coming out recently where it's like the pacing feels off, and I don't know if it's like because I'm an adult now and I'm actually noticing these things, but I've been noticing it now because I watch old movies and I don't notice it as much, so I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I don't know. If anyone knows anything about movies and can be like, this is why the pacing is weird in a bunch of them recently, that would be awesome. Like, let me know, because this has been bugging me. Like, that was also kind of like my feeling about like the modern Star Wars movies. I'm like, this feels like a clip show of like highlights from like 3 different movies. Like someone took all the cool scenes they thought up for like a whole 3 different movies with like different plots and stuff, and they were like, yeah, like, we'll throw it all together. And that was how that happened. Because it was like, on its own, this would be sick. But in the context of the movie, it's like, what is going on? This is happening now? I thought that would happen, like... You know, it's like, no build-up. I'm like, what? What? Like, the whole Captain, Phantasma lady. I was, like, expecting her to be, like, a whole big bad. Like, for Finn. I was expecting her to have, like, a whole thing. And then they just kind of kill her. And I was like... No! What? Huh? I feel like this should have come later. Like, after some build-up of, like... Finn working through his stuff about, like, being a stormtrooper. You know? And then it's, like, a big pinnacle of a whole character arc. And then they just do it. And then it's done, and I'm like, oh, this could have been cool in a different story. I also felt the same thing with the whole bathrobe dude whose name I am blanking on. It's like they kept killing off their big bads. Like, who should have been their big bads? Like, so early. And it was like, what are you doing? Like, give these characters room to breathe. That was my main problem. It's like, I felt like they didn't give the characters enough room to breathe. And that kind of was why they felt, like, dull sometimes. Like, I know so many people are like, it's because Ray's a Mary Sue. And I was like, I think it's literally just they were rushing through the script too fast. Because here's the thing, like, none of them felt particularly fleshed out. None of them. Which sucks. But that's just my take. I know it's controversial. I know it's such a controversial take to say, like, Star Wars sucks because of, like, the recent trilogy, not, like, Star Wars in general sucks because of the pacing. Instead of, like, any of the other things. But I didn't have that big of a problem with some of those other things. My big problem is, like, literally it felt like watching a highlights reel. Without any context. But that's just me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do some green on this. Some color theory up in this. I know what I'm doing. Have I ever mentioned that I'm self-taught? Because I'm self-taught. Does it show? Is it obvious? I think I'm actually not going to put like too many layers involved in this, because I feel like I went really detailed in that first pass. And also it's like I have 3 illustrations to get through today. And this is like definitely the most... Actually no, this might not be the most complex one, because there's definitely another one that is like... It has a background. It's gonna have a background, and that's a terrifying thought. That one might force me to have to make this a trilogy, because I don't know. Hopefully though, I can at least get through this one, and hopefully I can get through one other one. That's my goal for today, is to just get through 2 of these. And then at least I have something. I have something to show for myself. I think this hair is really a lot of the definition is going to come in the highlights. Because the base color is kind of dark. And I did not help by making like the base shadows also kind of dark. Okay, so it is kind of a warmer purple towards the end. That's kind of what I was thinking. But I feel like, because we kind of made this a little more of a warm, we can kind of really work that in with the highlights. And then kind of get it in here. But I was concerned about people hearing me chew tacos online. Because some people... I feel like you can't win with people hearing you chew something like tacos. Because here's the thing. There are like 2 main groups of people that you're going to encounter. You have people who absolutely hate the sound of chewing. Will be like, ew, chewing. Which, fair. Or you get the people who are like, Ooh, chewing. Which is like not... I don't like this. I'm gonna do this over. Which is not necessarily a group that I want to attract with this particular stream. Yeah, I kinda gotta go in a little fatter brush. That's cuter, I think. What is my... I feel like the way I shade hair has been changing a lot. Like, to the point where it's not even always consistent within, like, the same illustration. Which is interesting. And the thing is, like, I don't even necessarily like how I do it now better. But it's just, like, it keeps happening. Because I'm, like, thinking, like, well, this is how the strands are going. And blah, 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 blah. Instead of being, like, dots are light. The light is cute. You know? But I kind of liked my dots a bit better. They were, in fact, very cute. Unless, I don't know. But, I mean, I guess I should be, like, glad that I'm starting to think more in terms of forms and shapes. It's probably a better sign for my art. But, you know, it's growing pains. It's growing pains. I hope it's growing pains. I'm telling it all the time. This is very bright. And we're gonna add, actually, no, we can just totally adjust. Just gonna, because it's very bright. And we're gonna add more on top. But I still want it to be slightly bright. Yeah, that's better. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm really, I feel like my art's been changing a lot. And I just don't know what it's doing. But hopefully it ends up in a place that I like. That's all I can ask for. So it ends up in a place that I like. I really need to actually start doing more studies. I have a YouTube video planned involving some art challenges. But it's kind of on the back burner. Because I have a lot of other things I need to get done. Now for the fun part. The big ol' highlights. Big ol' chunky highlights. What shall I make these? I think maybe like a pink. Maybe like a pink works. Gonna punch. We're gonna punch it. And we're gonna be really messy about this because I kind of like a little bit of messy. Make it a little messy, you know? And look at that, like, glowy effect. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this. We're gonna take a little bit of the shadow color. We're gonna go like this. And then we're gonna go. And that makes the highlight on the bangs like less harsh. So on to the top. Ha! Take it from the top! Now we mix. Now we blend. So now we're gonna have to shade this area, the blue area, which is actually always kind of a pain to do. Not gonna lie. you have a lot of things going on. You got clothes that are moving in a certain way, and then you got this area, and it's like, how are the clothes hanging off of it? Blah 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 blah. I don't like that. It's also like they're very three-dimensional things, and it's all very complicated. It's like very hard also because they're round, and then you got perspective, and round things in perspective is a pain. So says I. I'm gonna do. The problem is this does not feel like a short kind of t-shirty material that kind of hang off this way. That's the problem. I kind of feel like it would be easier to shade it that way. This is no good. And we're going back to the future. Okay, yeah, this was the last one. I was like, yeah, kind of feeling it. Okay. Which happens. It just happens. You know, sometimes it's like I'll do some work and I end up hating it, and I just kind of have to go back to when I was last feeling the illustration and go from there. Keep in mind the different planes going on. Or just don't. Or just move on from with your life. Which I'm honestly kind of getting close to doing. Being like... because it's not working out. Sometimes I just have days like that. That's... okay. That's good enough. That's good enough. I think I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna do straight into an airbrush step and not really do what I would normally do, because I think I'm overcomplicating it and it's not working. So we're gonna simplify. We're gonna simplify till all get out, until it looks better. I am so impressed by the people who stream art, and they just keep going. They keep going for so long, and it's like, wow. How? Just how? Yeah, let's sharpen some things up, actually. I'm gonna go in with a warmer color, I think. I'm gonna bring some of that darkness over here because I feel like this is very oppressive dark, which makes sense because this is yeah, but I feel like this would probably be largely in shadow too. So you're gonna just darken up the whole sleeve too. of just made things too complicated on this sleeve, and it's to my detriment, and whatever. We're gonna go ahead. Maybe I'll go in later and fix the top. Yeah, I might do that. Because I don't think... Because I don't love it. I don't love it right now. But I feel like I'm kind of like in a space where like... I don't think I can fix it. You know. I think I would need some distance from it to effectively make changes. That's about it for the top, I think. Just about. So now we're getting in to the last big step on this. And at this point will be, we could honestly probably call it about done. Aside from some detail work. Which is going to be fun because it's black and that can be tricky. And this is going to be interesting because the shapes going on are pleated flames. Pleated flames. Okay, so this whole area is going to be... Actually, this is probably gonna, because this should be a little raised, which will probably mean that it's being a little bit hidden from the flames. I'm a genius. Okay, so we're gonna do that. There we go, that's the shape of the skirt. Okay, we'll figure this out. Of course it's like already a strange shape because it's fanning out from this angle, but it's also like it's going into fire. Carve off some of this, some of this. Kind of looking rad a little bit. I'm gonna have to adjust the colors for sure. Definitely gonna have to, because these are not working. And it's very messy as is, but like, you look at this, like the way it's going, it's kind of rad. I realized I forgot to do this whole leg. Oh shit. That's fine, because we can do it later. I'm gonna finish. Yeah, that works. That works. No. To actually do this leg that I forgot to do earlier. Because I'm really good at what I do. So I can keep this whole part large. Like this. So then we have enough fire. So this is going to make things complicated. Especially since it's like all around. Okay, this. I don't like it when the lines are too straight. The line should not be straight. Cause that looks weird. That does not help. I don't think. Well, honestly, the problem here is probably this. Should go up more like this. Okay, and yeah. And we're just gonna change the color because this is not working. Oh, I'm a big coffee person personally. I love coffee. My family loves tea, and like I enjoy a good herbal tea. Like I like some peppermint. I like, you know, like a raspberry zinger. But like, if you offer me just a nice cup of coffee with some milk in it versus a cup of tea, I'm picking the coffee. I like the taste, and I like the feeling it gives me. Actually, no, it doesn't actually do much for me. Like the whole waking up thing. I mean, like sometimes it like makes me feel a little more alert, but it's not like it makes me not sleepy. I just kind of like the taste and the vibes. I love cafes to an unhealthy degree. That was like, when I studied in Korea, that was like the best thing, was all of the cafes. There were so many. It was great. Personally, I like... See, here's the thing. I love coffee. Ooh. That sounds delightful. I wouldn't really put milk in my peppermint tea, but like some honey. That does sound nice. That sounds nice. But that sounds like something that would be nice to have, like if you're feeling sick or something, for sure. It's like whenever I have a stomach ache, my mom makes me peppermint tea. My mom and my brother are big tea drinkers, unlike me. My mother has to give you like an idea of how big my family is into tea. My mother has a cabinet where she keeps all the coffee and the tea. The big old cabinet where she keeps like also like the coffee pots on top of it. Which, you know, it's like mixed in with the coffee, so that's fine, right? Except on top of that, she also has two like wooden chests, like small wooden chests, filled with tea bags. And then on top of that, she then has drawers filled with tea bags. Like a whole little set of drawers that's filled entirely with tea bags. And that's not even all her tea. And then on top of that, because my mom likes to brew her own tea, then she has her little stash of all of her tea ingredients. On top of that, there's just so much tea in my house at any given time. It's ridiculous. It's like a tea avalanche waiting to happen. But I, on the other hand, am simple. And I just am like, I like hazelnut coffee. My brother is obsessed with strong coffee. It was actually a problem. Right now, my mother got him to do a sane thing in that he just drinks Cuban coffee now. But when my brother first got into drinking coffee, because he didn't used to be a coffee person. He decided to go straight, he only liked the super strong stuff. He decided that. And he made what I would describe as death sludge. And he would drink that. Okay. So our coffee pot, it has a ratio. It's like a scoop of coffee for every 2 cups of water. Right? It is my brother would not obey that ratio whatsoever. He would fill the filter all the way to the top. Use that to brew 4 8 cups of coffee. He'd fill it all the way to the top. And then, on top of that, what he would do is he would take a god-awful amount of instant espresso and he'd mix it into the coffee grounds. When I say it's death sludge, I mean it's because it came out thick. It was viscous. I tried it once. It was an experience. Yeah, no. He had to stop taking it because he was having heart palpitations. My mom was worried about his health. It was like, what the fuck are you doing? He was jittering during class. Because he was making just such strong coffee. I wish it was. I wish it was. It would have been more pleasant both in terms of taste and texture. It was literally just coffee, espresso flavored sludge. And it was a strange texture. Do not recommend. Don't do it. It is not a pleasant way to consume coffee. But yeah, no, my family in general are actually big coffee drinkers. I come from a family where, they have this idea that you should always have coffee available if you have guests over. So it's every time I go to my grandparents' house, it's do you want a pot of coffee? There's always just a pot of coffee on at all times. It's oh no, the pot is empty. Let's make more. And I was trying to explain that to people. No, it's just, they're being polite. You always have coffee for the guests. And they're what are you talking about? It's it's a thing. And I'm is it a thing? I don't think that's a thing. It's it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah. I've had some late night brews. Because here's the thing, it doesn't really make me not sleepy. It just kind of makes me feel slightly awake. So I drink it anytime, really. I don't care. And it's it's, if you have guests over, you always have to have the pot filled with warm coffee, because what if they want coffee? And it's if they ask for coffee, you gotta make them coffee. That's just the rules of hospitality. But yeah, no. You know what's something I like to do to mess with people? Because my family is originally from New England, but I currently live in Florida. And so what I like to do to mess with people here, because they're not as familiar with coffee milk down here, what I like to do is I like to freak people out. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, my family loves coffee. Like, you know, you start them young. We give the babies coffee milk and then they work their way up. And people always like freak out. They're like, you're horrible. Why are you giving the caffeine to the babies? And it's like, you don't know what coffee milk is. And that's so funny to me. I once had a guy legit get into an argument with me where he was like, coffee syrup is just concentrated coffee. I saw it at Starbucks once. I'm like, and they just put hot water on it and it makes it coffee. I'm like, what? Well, like, one, what Starbucks are you going to? And two, that's not how... You can't get autocrat, put some boiling water in it, and end up with coffee. That's not how that works. There isn't any, like, actual caffeine in it. But it's definitely funny to just get their reactions. Because they're so confident, too. They're so confident. Like, the guy straight up... Coffee milk is amazing. Okay, so you know, like, coffee ice cream? How it's, like, the kind of that fake coffee sweet flavor? Coffee milk is coffee syrup is kind of like that flavor. And then you put it in milk like you do chocolate syrup to make chocolate milk, and you end up with coffee milk. And it is a thing that's very popular in Rhode Island, which is where, like, a lot of my family's from. And oh my gosh, I loved it as a kid. It was so good. Like, it doesn't even actually taste like coffee. It's not really any sort of coffee. It's like coffee ice cream flavored. But it was so good. I loved it so much as a kid. Like, memories. Oh yeah, I love coffee. Chocolate covered espresso beans, black. I can't talk. Are so good. Okay, this is not working out. I do not like this. Okay. Let's see. This whole area is going to be kind of raised because of her butt looks. So this is raised. But this is kind of... I love coffee ice cream. So good. What's really good, there was this coffee place, no, not coffee, ice cream place in this town I used to live in when I was a kid, right? And they had this ice cream that was coffee Oreo. It was so good. It was like coffee ice cream with like broken up chunks of Oreo in it. It was my favorite. And then we like moved down south. And then for years, I didn't see another ice cream place that sold it. I'm starting to see it now at some places. But it was like, I was so heartbroken that I could not have my coffee Oreo ice cream anymore. That, actually for was it my 20th or my 19th birthday? I actually was like, Mom, for my birthday, like the one thing I want is I want a coffee Oreo ice cream cake. And you know what? My mom made me coffee Oreo ice cream cake, and it was the bomb. It was kind of funny though, because like my brother ate some of the coffee ice cream because he didn't realize it was meant for my birthday cake. And I guess he realized, and he started freaking out. So you know what he did? Instead of being like a normal person and being like, yo, hey mom, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the ice cream was for Bella's birthday cake. Do you need... Ooh, Oreo pudding pie sounds good. But my brother decided to just not tell my mom, and instead he woke up super early and he snuck out of the house to walk to the grocery store, all the way to the grocery store, buy another like cart of the ice cream, walk back like in the Florida heat with this ice cream, instead of just admitting. And here's the thing, my mom found out anyway, because my mom was like, where the heck did you go? Because he snuck out. And he was like, I went to go get the ice cream. And my mom was like, I could have just gone to the store and bought more ice cream. You didn't have to do that. So yeah. That was the funny little story about how my brother ate the ice cream for my ice cream cake, and then instead of telling anyone, he just snuck out and bought more. Okay. I think that this about is... Maybe bring this out. Of course, this is so hard because it's like a very irregular shape by nature of what I'm doing with it. But, ooh, Oreo. You know what Oreo that reminds me of is Worms and Dirt. That is so good. I remember my mom would make Worms and Dirt like for my class. And she would like, she bought like a little sand pail like from the beach with like a shovel. And she used that to like serve it. It was so cute. That's probably about as good as that's gonna be for now. Okay. Honestly, I think once I finish up these leaves, it'll be basically as good as done. And that shouldn't be too long because it's not good. We're not going to put a lot of detail into this because it's just the leaves. And we also don't want it to be too distracting anyway. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of work into this. And yeah. Bob's your uncle. We're basically done. I think now I'm just gonna go ahead and do some special effects stuff. I think, let's see. I'm gonna do some extra stuff on the comic trail. Because I want to add some blue. I want to add some blue to this. Just to make it more like cosmic-y feeling. Get into that. And we're gonna add some particles to really make this feel. That's not what we want. I'll do the color running spray. There we go. Look at that. And then maybe layer some other colors on. Yeah. There we go. Kind of. That makes it feel a lot better. Okay. And now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do some nice little, what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna take all of this and we're gonna put it into a file together so we can clip. Because we're gonna do some editing. We're gonna do some blending modes. And we're gonna do this. And it's gonna make it look so cool. I like to do this where it's like I kind of make everything purple and then I do orange on all of the highlighted bits. All the bits I kind of want to draw attention to. And then, or like I want to be very highlighted, like very light. And then I kind of do like a navy blue color for all the bits that are going to be like kind of, you don't really want to pay attention to. Like, don't look here. There's nothing to look at here. It's also a great way to deepen up some of those shadows. It also makes the whole thing look a lot more cohesive. It looks cute. Now, we're gonna do, so on top of all this, we're gonna really push this purple highlight. It's time. It's time. Okay. Get some of these little chunky bits. We're gonna do this. Would you look at that? We are done! Alright. Well, this was fun, guys. I think... Alright, thank you for spending time with me on this stream.